The new inner brakes should come with a new sensor, and they point inwards. So here's the old one. They'll point inwards, and then you flip them over the top to put into the connector. So to put these little sensors in, I just set it on there, and I use top of my screwdriver and just give it a little tap, and that's it. And then just bend it over. I guess you can wait till after you install the brakes, but I did the other side with it on, and it wasn't a big deal. The other thing I recommend doing is when you put to put the inner one in first. Install the inner pad first, and use a piece of wood, because it didn't look like it fit when I did the other side, but I just kind of brute forced it with a piece of wood, and it went right in. So let's check that out. I kind of banged it in this direction, and that'll get it to seat in and pop in. So if you have a hard time putting it in, don't worry, it's not you. It's a tight fit. See? Bottom seated and top seated. So now what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna work it in there with a screwdriver. Just pry wherever I can. And I even actually took my tire iron on the outside here, and you can see that. Took my tire iron and kind of tapped it to get it to seat. Oop. Yeah, here's a better view of the mounting bolts or mounting lugs. This is on the caliper housing here, and they match up with the hub housing here and here. So the bolts will come actually through here, come through here, and these are the threaded portions, and they'll tie into this, and that, and the two bolts hold the brake housing over the rotor. All right, I've got the pistons pushed back as far as I could. Now I'm going to put the outer pads on, and then we'll be ready to put it back together. The outer ones are kind of a trick too. You have to kind of angle them away, get these in first, and then what I do is use a stick, and I'll get in there and I'll pry the bottom parts in. And just work on it. Just work on it like that until they seat. You're gonna have to kind of straighten them out a little bit, and then kind of work them back and forth until they totally seat. So, and then what I'll do is I'll tap on the ears. So let me do that. So you got to work back and forth. Keep both sides moving. That's close, but you get the idea. Let me get that done. I'll come back. So what I did was I loosened up my string, and I'm gonna put this back over the rotor, and it should seat right in there. There we go. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this off. I don't need that anymore, and I'm gonna put these in. Got that started. Get the bottom one started. It's hard to not forget to put this back in because it's right there in your face. So let's put that back in. That's your brake warn sensor, and I'm gonna torque it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna torque it to the same pressure as I felt when I was loosening up. It's not an exact science, but I've been doing this for, I don't know, a little over 30 years. So let me get that torqued. That's it. Now all you need to do is pump the brake a few times to get the caliper to seat and the pads to mate up against the rotor. Now, some people might say, oh, you need to turn your rotors. I've replaced probably about 4 sets of brakes, maybe 5 sets of brakes in my lifetime, and I've never turned the rotors. And I've heard mechanics that say, yeah, you don't need to turn the rotors. I mean, they got grooves in them somehow, and they started out turned. So I'm not looking to keep this car forever. So if I get a couple more years out of it, I'll be happy. But that's it. Hope that helped. Later.